Well, we're back. I would normally say something cheesy along the lines of, wow, thank you for all this support on the last video, but I literally am scripting this the day after it released. Yeah, I know, I am actually working on getting an upload schedule. Crazy! Anyways, this is part 2 to the unpopular opinions video that I released a little while back. In this part, I've edited the second half of our call where James, Rox, and I shared our own unpopular opinions, along with a surprise appearance from RocketFire20, a moderator in the Hollow Knight Discord, and my own. With that out of the way, let's get right into this video. I'm gonna waste no time.
Remember that time so many years ago when I bullied you into playing Hollow Knight?
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm so glad that you did it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
With Hollow Knight, I wasn't really used to no spoiler stuff, so I'm glad that you helped me with that because I totally would have just spoiled myself if it weren't for you. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I got really stuck on, like trying to find Godhome. Oh yeah, that's an unpopular opinion of mine. There's some stuff in Hollow Knight that's just ridiculously hard to find and it's really dumb, and since there's no marker that tells you how much you've completed the game based on the room or the biome, it's super annoying to track down your last stuff that you're missing. After playing Ori and Ender Lilies, Ori has a biome by biome percentage meter and Ender Lilies has a room by room, and it's just so much better to do endgame cleanup.
I think there are a few instances where things should be changed, but for the most part I think it's fine because I actually kind of like being able to like still randomly find secrets you haven't known about ever.
I agree.
When you have like 1,000 something hours in the game.
But the thing is, I think that the completion percentage should have been biome by biome based. Like, yes, you can still have the main overworld, like world sense stuff, but hi Rocket, one sec. I think that there should have been a biome by biome indicator for your percentage, and I really hope that that's a thing in Silksong because it made Ori feel so much better to 100%. It didn't sacrifice the challenge of actually finding stuff because you still had to go through the whole biome to look for stuff, but you got a little bit of a helping hand, and that was really, really nice to get. All right, so Rocket, we are currently recording unpopular opinion review in Hollow Knight, so if you have any unpopular opinions, Queen's Gardens feels like one of the most finished biomes in Hollow Knight because
I can see that.
they had a budget crunch with a lot of stuff in Hollow Knight, and I think that they really tried their best to make Queen's Gardens feel as fleshed out as possible. Same thing with Forgotten Crossroads. I think that it does a good job at introducing mechanics. I think that those two are the most finished biomes in the game. Rox, you seem to have a list prepared for you, so you want to go read off your first one?
Okay. Longnail is more viable than Mark of Pride.
I agree with that. I don't overcharm with Longnail, but I think that Longnail is in general a stronger charm, and the reason why I think that is because it doesn't take a million notches.
Yup, the difference between 2 notch cost and 3 is enormous, so...
Yeah, because you want to always have the 3 best charms in the game on. There is no taking off Strength, there is no taking off Quick Slash, there is no taking off Shaman Stone. You cannot fit Mark of Pride into that without overcharming, and if you do overcharm with that, you're also limited to just a 1-notch charm. Sometimes you want more than that. I personally use Mark of Pride more when I'm overcharming. I don't think that Mark of Pride is all that great, just because you either have to be overcharmed or sacrifice one of the best charms in the game, but I do use Mark of Pride for my overcharm build sometimes.
I usually use Steady Body and NMG in overcharm builds, and that's why I don't use Mark of Pride.
James, you want to go with an unpopular opinion of your own?
Yeah,
right,
I don't think that Mantis Lords is the best fight. I think Mantis Lords is fun the first time you beat it, and it's like, whoa, that was awesome. I got to fight all these guys at once. And then after that, it's just kind of boring because it's predictable.
Mantis Lords is pretty slow. I can definitely... Mantis Lords is just too easy for what it is. Like, Sisters of Battle improves upon what Mantis Lords tried to be a lot. I still don't think it's enough necessarily. Like, I do like Sisters of Battle. I think that the feeling that you get when you first do Sisters of Battle is basically the same feeling that you get when you first do Mantis Lords. It's just really cool feeling of just like flowing through this fight, but like even that can get a little tiring, and like doing Sisters of Battle with that Steady Body, my personal opinion, really annoying. I do not like doing that fight with that Steady Body. All right.
I mean, I think it's not that big of a deal to do it without Steady Body. It's just better to do a Steady Body.
It's just annoying without Steady Body. All right, Rocket, you got an opinion?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head right now, no.
Okay, I guess I'll share one of my opinions. There's a lot of claims that I could make. I'm gonna mention a charm that I think is really underrated, and I used to not like this charm. It's not Sharp Shadow, it's Quick Focus. It's Quick Focus. I think that Quick Focus is a really good charm, and I feel this way after playing a lot of Lost Kin and Corrupted Kin with it. It's really, really good if you're good at the game. Like, it's really strange because Quick Focus is the kind of charm that advertises itself to people who aren't super good at the game. I think it's not very good if you're not very good at the game. I think it's really good if you are good at the game because you can find so many more places to heal and it becomes so much easier. I struggled so much with Corrupted Kin when I was first playing it. I took so many attempts just to make it to the end of the fight and I did not beat it. I put Quick Focus on, beat it immediately. And yes, I had gotten a lot of practice in before that, so I got better at the fight. But seriously, Quick Focus just instantly changed the game. I think that heal builds are ridiculously powerful and arguably stronger than just full aggro builds because of how much you can cheese fights. Not necessarily in double damage bosses, but in basically every single boss that's a single damage boss, you can literally just damage tank and then just use Quick Focus and Stalwart Shell and Quick Slash and you win.
Yeah.
It's insane. So yeah, I think that Quick Focus is one of the best charms in the game. Like, not top tier, but like top 10.
I can maybe see top 10. It's on the edge of that if it is, though. If you're bad at the game, it's actually still very useful because you're having more difficulty healing otherwise, so it still significantly increases the amount of healing opportunities you will use, at least.
It's nice, but it's not like all powerful.
If you get good enough that you don't need to heal really ever, and you can just wait for the boss to be over, then it kind of loses its value. So I'd say it's good if you're not really good at what you're trying to do.
Rox, you want to get another opinion on?
Crater Lord is the worst boss in the game.
I don't agree with that.
Let me just say, the attack where he just runs at your face from an inch away is just the most cursed thing ever. No warning, instant just death.
I don't think that attack is intentional behavior.
So it doesn't matter, it's still part of the fight.
Okay, fine. But like, that doesn't happen very much. It happens a little bit.
If you're playing really aggressively and are right in front of the boss a lot, it'll happen a lot more.
I think how fun is the tutorial? He's just a tutorial for Shade Dash.
Imagine using Shade Cloak in Trader Lord L. Cringe. I find it really funny how the optimal strategy with him doesn't really use Shade Cloak. The optimal strategy just being jump and D-Dark. Jumping is definitely pretty effective. People need to learn to actually jump in PV. Like, I don't know why people don't.
I don't know, man. I don't understand what the thing is with everyone just compulsively using Shade Cloak in PV.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Like, I'm not saying it's always a bad idea, but there's so many people who just waste their Shade Cloak constantly and move themselves super far away from the boss when they could have literally just pressed the space bar at the same time and survived.
No, you don't necessarily press the space bar. Sometimes you have to hit the A button.
Okay, fair. Just press whatever your jump key is.
All right, more unpopular opinions. My next one. Actually, this is like inspired by something that River said in Hollow Knight Things the other day. I think it was River. I think that the Grim Troop Collect the Flames quest line is cool. I like it.
Starting out, it's a pretty good, cool starting out. Like, once you're more experienced, kind of a bit of a fetch quest.
Think of it from the perspective of when it was first added. It was added in, what, 1.2 or something? So when it was first added, Team Cherry just thought to themselves, what is a way that we can make people relive the memories of Hollow Knight? Make them actually go out into the world to find stuff. Like, yes, it's a fetch quest because it appears on your map. Yes, it would have been cooler if it was just the flames were built into the world and you could find them and you didn't need Grimchild or something. I don't know. But like, for what it is, for how simple it was to add, I think it was a decent idea, especially because none of them are outrageously far from benches. The furthest you'll ever get is the one in Kingdom's Edge in Hive.
The main one in Kingdom's Edge is not far away from bench.
Well, yeah, that's the worst it gets. Like, it's not that bad.
Well, there are definitely ones that are worse than that.
Not really. Like, if you really think about it,
Fungal Core.
is there a one in Fungal Core? I don't even remember that one.
Yes.
Okay, well, I still think that it is a better idea than just having the Grim boss fight right away.
Well, yeah, it would be weird if it was just abruptly boss fight after doing nothing.
Well, it's not nothing. It's
kind of
abruptly boss fight after breaking through a wall. Like, what do you think Brooding Moloch is? You break through a wall and then you boss fight. Like, why not do the same with Grim?
But still, Grim is a more significant boss to the story.
Literally, you suck. All right, next. James, you got any more opinions?
Slightly unrelated opinion, you should play Tunic.
Yeah, okay, I'll get to it eventually when it goes on sale again. Okay, you got any more opinions?
Yeah, no, I don't really have any.
Oh, Coral sucks. There you go.
What kind of an opinion is that?
A true one.
But like, why does Coral suck?
Because he's slow, it needs to stop wasting my time.
Oh, you're talking about Numu. Okay. I mean, yes, Godhome Umu is a lot better than normal Umu. Is that an unpopular opinion, that Godhome Umu is better?
I'd say that's more a divisive thing. People usually feel very strongly in one way or the other about that.
Yeah, I feel strongly about it. Godhome Umu is way better. It's actually like a good boss. Like, I would say Umu in Godhome is a good boss. I actually like the fight. In the overworld, it sucks. One of the worst bosses in the game.
Yep, because you actually have some control over it.
Yeah, and like the control that you have over it gives you actually a decent amount of mastery, because like actually hitting those projectiles into the guy, it's cool actually. I like it. And you can actually like think more about the positioning of the boss, because not only do you have to position it in a way that you can actually hit the thing, but you also have to think about your positioning so that you can hit the jellyfish into it. I think that's more interesting.
All right, well, 1.4 is better than 1.5.
I'm
More the
indifferent.
fact that everyone disagrees.
I'm indifferent. I don't
Apples
know.
are annoying. Okay,
Huh?
fine. How about Mantis Pogo is the hardest skip in any percent?
Yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Like, by far, it's not even close.
I-
Like, QGA, free. Mantis Pogo, impossible.
I actually agree with that. Coming from experience, since I've actually done it.
Dude, okay, like, I will say, like, just practicing it's not that bad. Like, literally doing it in a run, like, I see, like, -2 seconds and I'm, like, nervous as shit.
Alright, what about fireball skip?
It's just down to muscle memory, really. I just, like, jack up the timing a lot.
It's really not hard.
Okay, well, that's the only skip that I haven't ever tried yet. I remember seeing Emu struggle at it once, and then I just was scared by that, so I never tried it. I remember being really scared by Epogo, and then I tried it, and it was free. That was funny. Alright, your unpopular opinion. You think Silksong is going to be worse than Hollow Knight?
That's true, I do think so.
That's an unpopular opinion. I disagree with that. And the reason why, I'll say this with as few spoilers as possible, since I know you don't want to know anything about the game. And by as few spoilers as possible, I mean no spoilers. I will say Silksong has a lot more player choice because it has a lot more abilities than Hollow Knight did. A lot of them are new abilities. I don't know if there's a D-Dark, but I really hope there's a D-Dark. I know that there's a lot of new abilities that are really interesting, and I think that you will have a very good time with it. I don't know if you'll like it more than Hollow Knight. I think that it's quite likely. I know that you don't think that. I guess only time will tell. I think that Silksong is going to be better for me personally, but at the same time, it's not going to have the same magic that playing my first Metroidvania had.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being as much fun as I had with Hollow Knight. Like, Hollow Knight was one of, if not the best game I ever played, which is a really hard bar to meet. So, I'm not saying I think Silksong will be bad at all. I think Silksong will be great, but I just like pretty much everything in Hollow Knight, other than like one or two minor complaints like Traitor Lord walking forward.
One thing I will say, there have been a lot of things that we've talked about so far about Hollow Knight's flaws, and a lot of them are addressed in Silksong. For instance, the platforming and general enemy combat is a lot more interesting in Silksong. I can tell you that. The enemies are actually like not crawlids.
Crawlids are the best combat.
Okay, Hollow Knight was always meant to be kind of just a test run for Team Cherry. They never planned on it being this crazy success that it ended up being, and they didn't really have a crazy budget like they do with Silksong. So I think that there are a lot of things that will be improved, and like that's just without a doubt. I think that the music and the art are almost definitely going to be better. The only thing that I'm worried about is that they've talked about wanting like a more organized quest system, and they only spoke briefly on it in 2019, and there's no footage really of it, I don't think, but it looks like it's going to be less just stumble across random things than Hollow Knight was, which I disagree with strongly. I think that's a bad move for them to take. And like if they do it, I hope that they do it with care rather than just turning it into a AAA checklist.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess that's sort of all I have plans for right now. So one thing I'm kind of worried about, since this video is unscripted, it's going to be really interesting to edit, I guess. I don't know how I'm going to edit it, but definitely going to be a journey. This is going to be really hard. So thanks for co-hosting this video with me.
Yeah, of course.
It was definitely epic. You will be receiving your paycheck in the mail tomorrow.
Let's go.
You make 50% of the income on this video.
Epic. Yes, I know that. $0.
Hey, literally, you get the same salary as me on this. Like, don't complain. Psst. Hello. That's the end of the video. You can go home now. See ya.
Guess who's back, baby? You didn't think your firewalls could hold me for that long, did you? That's right. I'm back, and this time I brought a water wall. Y'all better expect to see a lot of me soon.